Paul Pogba, few names in modern football spark such a debate. For some, he is the perfect midfielder. Tall, powerful, skillful, with a passing range that can split defences apart. For others, he is the ultimate what could have been. A player who dazzles in moments but frustrates with his inconsistency. Today, let's dive into Pogba's brilliance and the reasons why his career feels so unfinished. Pogba's rise was nothing short of spectacular. Born in Longy-sur-Marne, I butchered that, sorry anyone who's from France. He came through Manchester United's academy, but really exploded after joining Juventus in 2012. In Italy, he became a superstar almost overnight. Pogba's blend of athleticism, technical and flair was rare. He could dribble past players like a winger, strike a ball like a forward, and control midfield with elegance. At just 20 years old, he was lifting Serie A titles, reaching the Champions League final, and winning the 2013 Golden Boy Award. Clips of Pogba at Juventus still circulate online. The outrageous long-range goals, the clever flicks, the no-look passes. He was seen as the future of midfield dominance, a player who could define an era. In 2016, Pogba returned to Manchester United for what was then a world record transfer fee, £89 million. The signing was the signing was meant to mark the start of a new dynasty. United fans dreamed of Pogba dictating games like Paul Scholes, driving forward like Roy Keane, and scoring like Frank Lampard. And there were glimpses of that. Pogba's debut season ended with him lifting both the Europa League and the League Cup. In 2018, he produced a masterclass in the Manchester derby, scoring twice as United came back from behind to beat City. His ability to control the game when fully engaged was breathtaking, but every high, there was a low. This is where Paul Pogba's divides opinions. At United, brilliance often came in flashes rather than on a weekly basis. Some matches he looked unplayable, shrugging off defenders, pinging 60-yard passes and driving United forward. But in others he would fade, losing the ball cheaply or drifting out of position. Part of the blame lies in circumstance. United were in a constant transition. New managers, new tactics, unstable squads. Pogba was often played out of position, sometimes too deep, sometimes too advanced. He never truly settled. But critics argue that truly world-class players impose themselves regardless of conditions. Pogba's body language, his tendency to lose concentration, and his inconsistent defensive work often frustrated fans and pundits alike. And yet, when Pogba put on the French shirt, everything seemed to click. At the 2018 World Cup, Pogba was magnificent. Alongside N'Golo Kante, he balanced discipline with flair. He controlled games against Argentina, Uruguay and Belgium before capping it off with a goal in the final against Croatia. He wasn't just a luxury player, he was a leader, driving France to glory. It's the same story at Euro 2020. Even though France crashed out early, Pogba's performances were outstanding. His passion, his vision, his confidence, they reminded the world of his ceiling. For France, Pogba consistently played with clarity, maturity and responsibility. This contrast raises the question, why could he produce brilliance so consistently on the international stage, but not week in, week out for his club? Another factor in Pogba's inconsistency is his fitness. Throughout his later years at Manchester United and now at Juventus, injuries have constantly interrupted his rhythm. Calf problems, ankle injuries, knee issues, they've kept him sidelined for months at a time. And when you miss so much football, it's hard to build momentum, confidence and trust with teammates. In recent seasons, Pogba has rarely been able to put together a long run of games at his highest level. So how do we define Paul Pogba? On his best days, he is majestic, a midfielder with vision, power and technique few can match. His World Cup performances prove he belongs among the greats. But football is about consistency, and Pogba has never delivered brilliance across seasons, the way like players Luka Modric or Kevin De Bruyne have. For that reason, his career is often spoken of with frustration. A generational talent, but not a generational career. Still, Pogba gave us moments that we'll never forget, whether it's long-range screamers at Juventus, the derby heroics at Old Trafford, or the goal in the World Cup final. Pogba remains one of the most fascinating, polarising and unforgettable players of his generation. Paul Pogba, Brilliance and inconsistency, side by side, a reminder that in football, talent alone isn't enough, but when it shines, it's magic.